Jesus said to his disciples,
"You know that in 2 days it will be Passover, and the Son of Man will be handed over to be crucified."
The chief priests and elders consulted to arrest Jesus and put him to death. They agreed to wait until the end of the festivities because of a fear of causing a riot. While Jesus was in the house of Simon the leper, a woman came up to him with a jar of perfumed oil. She poured it on his head while he was eating.
Why are you wasting that when it could have been sold to help the poor?
This woman has done a good thing. You will always have the poor, but you will not always have me. She has prepared my body for death. What she has done will be remembered forever.
Judas went to the chief priest.
I give you Jesus. What will you give me in return?
Judas was given 30 pieces of silver.
Jesus, where would you like us to go for the Passover?
Go into the city and tell a man that I will go to his house and have Passover with him.
So the disciples went, just as Jesus had said.
One of you will betray me. Whoever eats from the same dish as I do will betray me. The Son of Man is to die, but shame on you who betrays him. It would be better.
Truly it's not me.
Yes, that's so. While they were eating, Jesus took bread, said the blessing, broke it, and gave it to his disciples and said,
Take and eat. This is my body.
Then he took a cup, gave thanks, and gave it to them, saying,
Drink from it, all of you, for this is my blood of the covenant, which will be shed on behalf of many for the forgiveness of sins. I tell you, from now on, I shall not drink this fruit of the vine until the day when I drink it with you, new in the kingdom of my Father.
After dinner, Jesus went to the Mount of Olives. Jesus told his disciples that later that night they would all leave him.
No matter what you say, tonight you will deny me 3 times before the sun rises.
I will not deny you, even if I have to die.
Jesus and his disciples went to the garden to keep Jesus company.
Sit here while I go over there and pray.
He took with him Peter and 2 of his disciples. Jesus began to grieve and asked his company to stay with him and keep watch over him.
Father, please, if possible, let my fate escape me, but only do it if it is what you wish.
When Jesus returned, he found Peter and the 2 brothers sleeping. He accused them of not being able to stay awake to watch over them for 1 hour. Jesus left to pray again.
Father, if it is possible that this cup pass without my drinking it, let your will be done.
Jesus returned and once again found the disciples asleep. He left to continue and pray.
My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me, yet not as I will, but as you will.
For the 3rd time, Jesus returned to find his disciples asleep.
Are you still sleeping and resting? The last hour is approaching that the Son of Man will be handed over to sinners. Get up, let's go. Look, my betrayer is coming.
While Jesus was speaking, Judas arrived accompanied with a crowd.
Friend, do what you have come for.
Sealed with a kiss, Jesus was arrested. Followers of Jesus became upset and turmoil ensued. One of the followers drew a sword and cut off the ear of a high priest's servant.
Don't you think I could have called on God to protect me? I must fulfill the scriptures and die this way. I'm not a robber. The swords are unnecessary.
Jesus had to pass this way because it was said. The disciples fled after Jesus' arrest.
The people who had seized Jesus brought him to the chief priests and elders. Peter had followed the group at a distance. The Sanhedrin tried to falsely testify against Jesus to put him to death.
This man has said he can destroy the temple and rebuild it in 3 days.
What do you have to say to defend yourself? Tell us, under God, are you the Messiah, Son of God?
You have said so, not I.
You deserve to die.
The high priest became so angry he tore his robes and accused Jesus of blasphemy. As Jesus was being questioned, Peter was sitting in a courtyard. A woman approached him and asked if he was a follower of Jesus the Galilean. On his way out of the courtyard, another woman approached him and stated that Peter was with Jesus the Nazarene.
I do not know the man.
Later that day, bystanders confronted him once again and asked if he was one of the 12. Peter began to curse and swear. At this time, a cock crowed. Peter remembered the words Jesus had said to him.
No matter what you say, tonight you will deny me 3 times before the sun rises.
I will not deny you, even if I have to die for you.
Judas felt bad about condemning Jesus.
What is that to us? You're the one who did it.
He returned the 30 pieces of silver to the elders.
The chief priests decided not to put the money into the temple treasury because it was sinful money, but use it to buy the potter's field as a burial place for foreigners. This field is now known as the Field of Blood. This was Jeremiah's prophecy, which was then fulfilled.
Are you king of the Jews?
You say so.
Do you hear the things that people say about you?
Jesus did not answer.
On the Feast of the Governor, it was sometimes custom to release a prisoner of the crowd's choice to them. There were two choices, Barabbas and Jesus.
Whom do you want me to release to you? Barabbas, or Jesus, who is called Christ? Don't go near that, righteous. I had a dream last night that has caused me much pain. Which do you want me to release to you?
Barabbas.
Barabbas.
Crucify him.
I'm innocent of this man's blood. It is on you.
His blood will be upon our children.
Jesus was stripped of his clothes and wrapped in a scarlet robe.
Hail, King of the Jews!
They spat on him, took a reed, and began to beat him. After, they mocked him. They took away the scarlet robe, put his clothes back on, and led him away to be crucified. On the way, they met Simon, who was forced to help him carry his cross. They were headed to Golgotha, where he was given wine mixed with gall. Jesus tasted it and refused to drink it. They placed a sign over his head that read, "This is Jesus, the King of the Jews." 2 criminals were also crucified with him, one on either side.
You could destroy the temple and rebuild it in 3 days. If you are truly the Son of God, save yourself and come down from the cross.
He saved others, but he cannot save himself. He is the King of Israel, and if he comes down from the cross, we will believe. He trusts in God. Let God rescue him. He is the one who said he was the Son of God.
Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. My God, why have you forsaken me?
He is calling for Elijah. One of the witnesses ran to get a wet sponge with sour wine, put it on a reed, and gave it to him to drink.
Let us see if Elijah is going to save him.
Jesus cried out and took his last breath. The veil of the temple was torn in two, from top to bottom. The earth shook and the rocks split. The tombs were opened, and many bodies of saints who died were raised. The guards who were keeping watch over Jesus saw it all happening and were frightened.
This was truly the Son of God. Mary Magdalene and Mary the mother sat outside the grave. The Pharisees went before the Pilate, worried about what might happen. A Pharisee said, "Sir, we remember when this man was alive and he said he would be raised up after 3 days. Give orders then that the grave might be secured until the 3rd day, in case his disciples come to steal him, and tell the people that he has been raised from the dead." The Pilate said, "The guard is yours. Go secure it as best as you can." So they went and secured the tomb by fixing a seal of the stone and setting the guard.
He became so angry that he tore his robes and accused Jesus of blasphemy.
You deserve to die.
Oh, it's recording. That wasn't. Went up to the Mount of Olives. Jesus told his disciples that later that night they would all leave him. Peter denied it, saying that he would never leave Jesus.
No matter what you say, tonight you will deny me 3 times before the sun rises.
I will not deny you, even if I have to die for you. But I can't believe it.
Surely it is not I.
Jesus stood before Pilate.